Imagine deciding with full clarity of mind that you will never eat again. Not because you have to, because you believe, with every thread of your being, that dying slowly is the only path left to something eternal. This is not a story about suicide. This is a story about devotion so absolute. It consumed the boundary between man and God. In the mountains of northern Japan, during centuries when winter lasted longer than memory, Buddhist monks practiced a ritual the outside world could barely comprehend. They called it Sokushinbutsu, becoming a living Buddha. It began with 1,000 days of severe fasting. Nothing but seeds, nuts, and bark, slowly replacing soft flesh with something the earth could not easily reclaim. Then came urushi tea, bark lacquer used to waterproof boats, drunk as poison to kill any worm that might dare feed on the body after death. By the end, the monk's body held almost nothing inside it. He had made himself undesirable to decay. Then came the final act, a small stone chamber carved into the mountain, barely large enough to sit upright, a breathing tube, thin as a finger, drilled through the earth above, a bell tied to a cord that ran to the surface. The monk descended. The stone was sealed, and then darkness. Each day he would ring the bell, a slow, deliberate sound rising through cold soil, reaching the disciples above. The bell meant, I am still here. I am still becoming. Days passed, weeks. The mountain held its breath. When the bell stopped ringing, they sealed the breathing tube. They waited 1,000 more days. When they opened the chamber, some monks had failed, returned to ordinary death, ordinary dust. But some, a rare, terrible few, had succeeded, perfectly preserved, seated in lotus, skin like old wood, eyes closed, still meditating. Not dead in the way we understand death, not quite alive in the way we understand life. Something in between, a door held slightly open between two worlds. You might think this is ancient, distant, something sealed safely inside history. Every person who has ever stared at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering whether their life means anything, felt a version of what drove those monks into the earth. The monk did not fear death. The monk feared something far worse, disappearing without having mattered, ability that none of it means anything. The monk sat with that silence for 1,000 days. He did not run from it. He dissolved into it until the silence became the only thing left. Maybe that is what transcendence really is. Not an escape from mortality, but a willingness to be so completely present within it that death itself has nothing left to take. But consider what it asks of you. Some of those monks still sit inside their mountains, still waiting, still ringing their bell. In the silence, only the devoted can hear.